Hello everybody, welcome to the Sunny Germain Show. Of course, my name is Sunny Germain and I welcome you to another wonderful and special episode of the SJ Show. For all of you newcomers to the Netherlands, we have a special program that's dedicated to income generation and of course business making. I have two wonderful guests with me, Asmae Idrissy from Crash to Grow and Professor Klaas Molenaar, who is well-versed with entrepreneurship and all things to do with business and helping migrants do business in Netherlands. So, if you're all about your money and how to do business here, this is the right episode. Welcome, lady and gentlemen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope I didn't make you travel all the way on a bit of a cold day.
Not at all.
Was nice.
And the coffee is perfect.
Oh, thank you. Best coffee skills. So I'll start with you, Asmae. Where are you from? Are you from the Netherlands yourself? Or you were born in another country? Do you have any migration background?
Well, my parents are from Morocco originally. I was born in the Netherlands. My parents met in the 70s in the Netherlands and got married and had children. But I'm still strongly attached to the birth country of my parents and grandparents.
Oh, that's good to know. Interesting. Wow, nice. And you, Klaas, you are Dutch?
Yeah, but that's a good question because when I wrote a book about enterprising in the Netherlands by migrant entrepreneurs, I also wrote a part about my great-grandfather, who was actually kind of a refugee in the Netherlands.
Oh.
He fled away from poverty in the north and moved to Delft, where I was born. So I'm a descendant from an internally displaced person.
Oh, that's interesting migration.
Very
So migration comes in different forms.
Indeed.
I always say the Netherlands is a small country and yet it's big. Do you think it's big?
It's big.
Although NS can take you anywhere pretty quickly. So, Asma, tell me about Cash to Grow. What is Cash to Grow?
Well, Cash to Grow is a foundation that is created in 2019 to promote the creation of saving groups among people with a tight purse to help them become financial and social resilient.
I see. So in my understanding, you work with individuals and they create something like, because in Africa we call them money clubs.
Oscar.
Yeah, or society, what am I trying to say? Around. It depends on the gender of the people. The women usually call it a societal club and then the men call it around. Is it similar here or it's more gender neutral?
It's the same tradition, but it's slightly different because our saving groups, according to the Cash to Grow methodology, people save money for a certain period. In Rosca, they save, they put money during a meeting and each time it rotates who will take the money. Within our saving groups, people are free to put in the money, the amount they wish to put in, and that they are able to put in. In Rosca, the amount is fixed. And within our saving group, people are offered tools to do bookkeeping, to build social skills, to build financial skills, and that's a different approach than what is normally going on in Africa, Latin America, in Asia.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes. Well, speaking of that, so are these saving clubs registered or is Cash to Grow managing?
No, these are informal community groups. The Cash to Grow is not creating them. Cash to Grow is also not the owner of the groups. We are the facilitators of the saving groups. It means that we train and we coach the facilitators that help saving group members to create a saving group.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So how many saving groups are there?
At this moment we have 49 groups.
49.
And we hope to create this week 3 other groups, so we will reach 50.
Oh, that's amazing. And
Inshallah.
that's spread all over the Netherlands?
No, we are mainly in the Randstad, in The Hague, Delft, Schiedam, Amsterdam, Utrecht, Groningen and in Assen.
Oh, Assen.
And in the Bild.
Oh, the Bild. How do people find each other? Do they tell each other?
Mostly it's indeed mouth to mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Or through social media.
Or even social media.
Yes, social media is very important, but also we train facilitators to become a facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
These are mostly people, professionals of welfare organizations or volunteers. These volunteers often have know many people, and then they talk about it, promote it, raise awareness for saving groups, and then they start a saving group.
Oh, that's nice.
But the important thing is that saving group becomes self-supportive. The facilitator is there just to facilitate the group, the process, and it is the group who will be guiding the group itself.
So the facilitator is from Cash to Grow?
He's trained and coached.
Ah, trained and coached by Cash to Grow. Does he have to be a member of that club as well? No. Okay. Right.
He can just be a facilitator, or you are free also to become a member. It's up to the group.
Ah, I see.
They are free to. We only give them the basics, and it's them who decide what to do.
Ah, I see.
Within the framework.
Ah, I see. What's the highest amount, maybe, that a group can?
Well, we have, in order to keep it safe, we have said that the maximum is €25 each time. Per person. Maximum.
Is it not little?
I'm sorry?
Is it not small?
No, because our groups, they come once a week, once in 2 weeks, or once a month. It's not like the Rosca. Rosca, they put a lot of money, high amounts. That's the difference between our saving groups also and Rosca.
I think that's sustainable. That sounds interesting, and I think it's doable for a lot of people.
Everybody can do it.
Good question about being doable. Can a group of people, I'm like in the AZC, because people move a lot. Okay, but let me just throw it like that. Can people in an AZC do it?
Yes, of course they can do it.
Okay, all right. Because I'm thinking people get moved, but people do create connections whereby those are people you trust more, because those become your friends. And then it would be hard if you move to a different place to find new people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you can do it in the SLC as well. That's a good way to do it. But then let's say you're in the municipality now. Can you maybe ask neighbors? It's not limited.
No, it has no limitation. It's, you can choose the group members from where you wish to.
Oh, that's nice. So you can even ask Dutch neighbors to say, help us integrate. There's a thing called Crash to Go.
It's also used as an integration instrument.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud, like
people, to develop social skills, to build a network. It's
another great thing.
It has many positive things.
Oh, I love it. Yes, because in the Africa sense, I'm now thinking as well, trying to remember. It was mostly women who would do a similar thing, and in my memory, women were more connected to the community. Men tended not to to participate more. So here in the Netherlands, do you see more women participating than men, maybe?
Of course, you see more women because it's a woman thing, and it's also because we attract also more migrants, female migrants, because they know it from their home country.
Yeah.
So they recognize it immediately, and they say, "Okay, it's interesting. We want to participate too."
Ah, perfect. Nice. So, Klaas, I'll bring you in at this point. So, this is another observation that I would make in Africa that, because I'm from an African country, but you're saying it's pretty similar to other developed countries where women are more into a cash to grow savings type of an income generation scheme, and men tend to do more of a business scheme. So what have you experienced as an entrepreneur? Did you have more men? I can imagine there were more men than women on the entrepreneur side.
Yeah, that's a good question, and normally people tend to look at percentages. But I think what's far more important is you look at who are interested in your programs. Yeah? For instance, there are a lot of business support programs for migrants and newcomers. And look at the composition, and then during the process you have a more critical look whether both men and women are equally passing through the system.
Okay.
And you can't do so much about reaching out to more women, unless you definitely set up a special promotion campaign for that.
Okay. I see.
But coming back to the Cash to Go program, it's because I know this program a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was originally set up by a migrant, a German migrant, who transferred the knowledge about Roskas to Europe. So it's the reversed transfer of knowledge south-north, which I think is very important, particularly in your programs as well. Yeah, because if you're a newcomer, you bring in knowledge, as well, and you bring in your networks.
Please say that one more time. When you're
and you bring in your own knowledge, your own network, and your assets. Yeah. So you don't come without anything. You come with a lot. And if you want to set up a business here in the Netherlands, the real barrier that you will face is that quite a lot of people do not see what you bring with you. So they treat you as somebody without knowledge, without a network, without capital, without assets, without experience, which is absolutely not true. And you have to be careful not to be trapped yourself by that kind of attitude that you see around you.
I like that.
And when you were asking me to participate a little bit in this talk, I think one of the key messages that you also, what I would like to convey to anybody who is listening, is that be very transparent about yourself. Show what you know, show what you possess, show the networks you're operating in, and also show your experience.
And don't be shy about it.
I'm so shy.
If you're shy about it, it's not shyness. Do not be afraid that people will run away with your ideas.
Okay.
That's, I think, the message as well. Because if you believe in an idea and you're passionate about it, nobody can copy it.
Okay.
You can never copy passion.
Yeah.
And if your idea can be copied by others, it's not a good idea.
Okay.
Because then anybody can do it. So be careful with it. And also, because you are in introduction, you were mentioning something about microfinance and microcredit. Don't let yourself be pushed into the microcredit philosophy.
Why?
If you're a migrant.
Why is that?
I call it the me reflex. Migrants must have microloans, which is not true. Migrants must have access to finance. and they must receive the proper finance.
Yeah.
So if you want to set up a business for which you need 150,000 euro, you should have access to that.
Okay.
And not be told, well, start with a microloan and then later we'll see. Because microloans are not always the proper instrument for people who start.
So is there that access in the Netherlands then?
There are barriers, and you will find them amongst organizations where they do not understand who is the person talking to. I'm talking to.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I
So
was going
take
through
yourself.
Yeah.
You came with experience. Yeah? Did you tell people you...
No.
Why not?
This is a great platform to start.
Yeah.
No, because like what Asmae said, that when you have the network, maybe it becomes easier because so many of you are talking about a similar thing.
Yeah.
So I have been trying to find journalists with a migrant background as well, and so they are a handful. So because everybody sort of gets split, somebody could be in the north, someone can be in the south.
Yeah.
So that introduction is what I find lacking, which is what made me start this podcast to say, okay, maybe someone will find us online.
But nobody lives without a network. Yeah? Everybody, all of us, we have networks. Yeah? But we're not aware of it sometimes.
Yeah.
You might have an uncle in London, who can support you and set up your business in the Netherlands. But if you don't approach him, you're not making use of that network.
Oh, those are interesting dynamics as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's EU. There's more room and more space. So I'm in another program, Enter to Transform. We were discussing this last week that a lady from Belarus spoke about it, and I'm going to interview her in a few weeks' time. We were talking about the mind block that we have because we are so used to rigid systems where you say there are barriers, but compared to the barriers we have.
Yeah, that's it. You don't trust people, you don't trust systems. Yeah? But if you want to set up and run a business in the Netherlands, I think what Asmae is telling you before, be transparent about it. Don't be shy. Yeah. You don't have to demand, but you can at least request that people listen to your story and that they take into account what you already bring with you.
And you just have to do it.
I'll bring you back. I love the word transparent. If you could maybe expand, in your experience, what translates as transparent to a Dutch society when you're a migrant?
Well, Klaas already explained it. Very beautiful. You have to talk about it. Your idea. Don't be afraid of people stealing your idea. Don't be afraid of people laughing about your idea.
Good one.
Be sure about what you are doing. Because
what if I'm not sure? What if I'm feeling like, I had
then
a
you
bad
have to
experience.
do something about your mindset. You just said that mindset is very important. You have to have, if you are an entrepreneur, you already have an entrepreneurial business mindset. That's the first step. If you were an entrepreneur, for example, in Zimbabwe, then you will be also an entrepreneur here. I've seen it here in the Netherlands by many Syrian people who were entrepreneurs in Syria. They came to the Netherlands and they just started their business. They just started doing it. They had support from their family, what Klaas was saying. They had already a network spread over Europe. So people help each other. So when you talk about it, when you believe in yourself, you can sell your business and you can sell your idea. So it's not so very hard to do it. You just have to do it.
You know, we're talking about institutions. let's give you an example or a case.
Yeah.
You suppose you get a loan from a bank
Yeah.
and you run into trouble.
Yeah.
What are you going to do then?
Or what?
You cannot pay 1 or 2 installments. So what are you going to do? Are you going to look around finding a solution, or are you going to the bank telling them, listen, this is this problem,
Yeah.
this is, I couldn't face it, how do we solve it?
Okay.
So what option would you choose?
I would go to Cash to Grow.
Their amounts are too small. But you can learn a lot from them. But what would you do if you do not believe in systems, if you do not trust systems? You run away. And it becomes worse.
It becomes worse. Yeah, that's not a good idea to run away.
So one very typical thing in the Netherlands is if you talk to somebody about your problems, they come with solutions. If you shy away, you end up in more trouble.
I see. I guess it goes back to transparency to say, okay, this is the stage where I am now. I've hit a wall. What can I do? What can I...
Okay.
Who can
Give
I
you another
talk
example. You decide to leave your country. You have some savings.
Yeah.
What will you do with your savings?
Well, it depends.
You probably transfer them to an internet account somewhere outside the country. Now you come to a bank and you want a loan.
Yeah.
Will you tell them about the money you have or you don't have?
Probably not.
Yes. And that results that you become underfinanced because they see you as somebody who doesn't know how to deal with money. But if you're transparent about it, and you might be better off.
Good tip.
Yeah?
Good tip. Now,
that's the transparency issue.
Can anyone be an entrepreneur in the Netherlands? Because it's a big economy.
We are of the same wavelength.
In France, in French, we say tout le monde n'est pas entrepreneur.
No.
Why do they say that in the French context?
Because not everybody is an entrepreneur. We have to accept it. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Like that.
How tough is it?
This issue is very important. Now, suppose somebody at the municipality tells you, if you can't find a job, why don't you start a business? Is that a good thing, or is it? Would you follow that advice? No. Because then probably you're pushed into something which you can't do properly.
And what if
so
it's
then
the
your
other
question
way
is,
around?
can anybody be an entrepreneur? No. Newcomers might have to face different barriers. But if a newcomer wants to start an enterprise, he or she should have the same entrepreneurial capacity as somebody who has not crossed the border yet. But they will have different barriers to face. And you have to be aware about the barriers, and you might need some assistance or advice on how to overcome those barriers and how to deal with it.
What if it's the other way around? You have a burning passion to be an entrepreneur, and the municipality tells you, no, get a job.
Well, this is a very good, interesting thing, because that's happening at the moment with a lot of people from Ukraine. They've been pushed into paid work, while some of them are very successful entrepreneurs. And by that way, the country loses opportunities. You're killing talents. You're killing capacities. So be careful with it.
All right, municipalities, experts over here. Do you get chances to speak with municipalities then, either in your individual or business capacities, maybe as Cash to Grow, for example?
Yes, we have many meetings with different municipalities, with municipality of Amsterdam, Delft, Den Haag, Utrecht. So we are working very closely. Yeah.
That's good. And hopefully other municipalities, because
yes, we hope so.
Another challenge
Schiedam, of course.
Schiedam. Yes, because another challenge is that that people face is that if you're not within the Randstad, some projects are hard to translate to a municipality in a different region. Yeah, hopefully they will watch this episode as well. All right. Does an entrepreneur face a lot of red tape in terms of taxes, filing stuff?
If you're not transparent,
because
then
transparency.
the issue. You don't face red tape. If you're not familiar with the system, you experience as red tape.
Okay.
So any person who wants to start a business and start again, it would be wise for him or her to look into this issue of how do I really record my things? Do I have the capacity to keep my accounts and to comply with the different regulations?
Okay.
Myself, when I started my own businesses, I knew that I didn't like financial administration. So the first thing I did was hiring a financial administrator.
Okay.
To make my life a little bit easier. Yeah. So it's not the red tape, it's the issue of when you know what are the regulations, how to deal with it, and how to comply with certain regulations.
I see.
And there's nothing wrong with paying taxes, as long as you know that you pay the proper tax.
The proper tax.
And if you do not know the difference between value-added tax and income tax, then you run into trouble in the second year of your business.
All right, that's some good tips. Proper income tax as well. So, if I may ask, I think for Cash to Grow it's a bit simpler. We can find you on Cash2Grow.nl, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right. How do we find you? Do you give masterclasses or how does it work?
Now you introduced me as professor, but I'm an emeritus professor.
Emeritus.
So I don't give masterclasses anymore. Yeah, but if you need me, just look for me, and maybe I have time to give you some masterclass for your own business.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you run a consultancy maybe?
Yeah, I do, but for work abroad.
Or work abroad.
On entrepreneurship and financing of small and micro enterprises.
I see. That's good to know. Professor Klaas and Asmae, thank you so much for joining us. It was so lovely to have you. I believe this will change the mindset of a lot of people, myself included, and hope to see you soon when we're inviting each other for Cash to Grow projects and businesses somewhere in the future.
Okay. Look forward to meeting you again. Thank you.
Please hold me to that. Accountability and transparency. Good people, you heard it for yourselves. Please, let's do more transparency in how we do business as migrants in a new space. And I would like to say thank you so much to everybody who helped me, my good friends at World Makers Foundation, and of course Lipika and Heike for helping us set up all this wonderful podcasting situation that we're having today. And of course our sponsors, the EU and our Enter to Transform project. Be sure to read right here on how to find out more. And of course, on the description link, there's more information on how to contact any of our guests and of course the Enter to Transform project as well. I hope to see you soon.